The seven trumpets in the book of Revelation, as we discussed in the previous sermon, are a call for spiritual battle. It is a call to prepare for and to be ready for and to take part in spiritual warfare. We've already noted that part of the Old Testament background of the seven trumpets is the Battle of Jericho, when the seven priests were given seven trumpets, just as here in Revelation, seven angels are given seven trumpets. And in the Old Testament, those seven priests were commanded, along with the rest of God's people, to walk around the city of Jericho for 7 days as the priests blew upon those trumpets. On the seventh day, the Lord caused the walls of the city of Jericho to fall down. And the Lord at that time gave Jericho, the city of Jericho, into the hands of his people. Jericho was the city that stood between God's people and the land that he swore to give to them. It was the first city in the land of Canaan that they encountered. And it had to fall before Israel could properly enter into the promised land. Well, the book of Revelation is using this Old Testament background to tell us that in our present age, we too face a city that must fall before we can enter the promised land of heaven. The book of Revelation calls that city Babylon the Great. It is the city of man. It is the counterfeit to the New Jerusalem, which is the bride of Christ, the city of God. And so Babylon the Great, the harlot city, the city of the great prostitute, must fall before we enter into the promised land of heaven. So the seven trumpets are calling us to spiritual warfare. We are spiritually fighting against Satan and all who are aligned with him, including Babylon the Great. Now, God will be the one who defeats Babylon, just as he was the one who defeated Jericho when he caused its walls to fall. But that does not mean that we are not in the battle. And so as we fight against the spiritual forces of evil, we need to remember that God has already won the victory through the accomplishment of the Son. We've already seen this in the book of Revelation. The slain lamb is simultaneously the victorious lion, and he will protect us as we battle. That is a major theme in the book of Revelation and a major theme for this passage. We need to remember that God is sovereign and that he is protecting us during this spiritual warfare.